As per the countdown going on this month, I'm back again today to bring you guys the second artist on my top 5 list of favorite artists this year. As you can tell, Ruslan has made his way onto this list, and this video is going to be quite different from last week's. Before we get into this, I'd just like to remind everyone that this is purely my opinion. That being said, let's break my second choice down. We'll be examining Ruslan's run through 2017, what he stands for as an artist, and why he's in my top 5. There's quite a few places to start with Ruslan in 2017. After the disbanding of Dream Junkies, one of the greatest rap trios of all time, things played out interestingly. John Gibbs opted to break away from the CHH scene altogether and started to do his own thing. Belief dropped an album and then retired, opting to value his family over his potential music career. For these two, it seemed pretty clear-cut what was going on. Ruslan was the odd man out, however. He wasn't retiring, nor was he switching up in his style in order to open up new opportunities. I suppose you could say he opted to remain relatively the same compared to the other two. Being that he was and still is running the King's Dream record label, Ruslan came to be in a rather unique spot. He's an independent artist who runs his own independent record label. It's all got a very grassroots feel to it, and Ruslan kept at it quite consistently. While this was going on, Ruslan had been keeping up to date on his YouTube channel as well, which has been successful in curating an engaged core audience that shows its support for him. This support culminated in Ruslan's recent project, Indie Jones, debuting at number 7 on the iTunes hip hop chart when it came out in August. Things didn't stop there for Ruslan, however. He added a young and upcoming artist, Jet Trouble, to his record label. Jet's eccentric sound made for a strong addition to the label's lineup, and his recent project called Warren Park has been very successful as his debut. I've mostly glimpsed over a lot of the things that have happened to Ruslan. However, I would like to put some special attention on Ruslan's YouTube channel. Many artists have Vivo channels, but very few artists choose to become actual YouTubers who upload on a consistent basis. Through his channel, Ruslan would do things such as dropping weekly videos where he's rapping live, creating a more personal and relatable image of himself. He would make videos where he's simply giving honest advice to artists. He would even host live streams, inviting his subscribers to share their music with him so he could react on the spot and give them tips to improve. Even recently, he started providing commentary on big albums and events, so this is an ongoing thing. In an incredibly creative way, Ruslan has secured himself quite an engaged and dedicated audience, and I'm happy to say that things are really looking up for this Dream Junkie. After all, the Dream Junkies were more than just a group. It went deeper, to the core of the heart. Indeed, we see the confidence, work ethic, outspoken, and highly relatable nature of the Dream Junkies group live on through Ruslan's YouTube channel and his music. Ruslan is a wild card as an artist, and there's no two ways around it. He doesn't pick any sides when it comes to his music, and only seems truly interested in spreading positivity and God through his songs. He'll address just about anything, whether it's racism, social events, poverty, the list could go on. What I find unique about Ruslan's approach is that while he takes the unbiased route, he's full to bursting with empathy. His voice portrays emotions quite freely, and it's never too hard to find that tinge of pain when he speaks on topics relating to injustice or things that would otherwise grieve God's heart. I feel that Ruslan believes people can be successful without compromising their beliefs or watering down their content. Ruslan often sounds hungry on his tracks, ambitious, as though he's always seeking to grow and improve. In that light, Ruslan is rather industrious, and his music promotes a sense of productivity and forward thinking that you don't find in many artists these days. He doesn't just make music for you to vibe out or chill to. He makes music that encourages you to pick yourself up off the ground and move towards accomplishing your goals and dreams in this life. Of course, it's never a reckless encouragement, and Ruslan often ties things back to God in some way. There should always be a caution given to make sure we aren't forgetting God and just promoting ourselves, and we see that in Ruslan's music. Adding to this is the fact that while Ruslan is clearly ambitious, he takes the time to acknowledge and credit God for his success. One can be successful without God in this life, but there's a large difference between succeeding by human standards and succeeding by God's standards, the latter of which Ruslan strives for. On another note, given that Ruslan has a family, I think it speaks volume about his perspective on the music that he makes. While the world may have its own ideas, Ruslan chooses to make content that he deems appropriate and wholesome for his family. While there's many artists who don't curse, Ruslan's reasons for not doing so can be traced to something rather heartwarming. He's a family man of sorts. No matter what season of life you're going through, there's most likely a Ruslan song for it, and this is due to the aforementioned fact that he'll talk about almost anything in his music. As a result, Ruslan comes across as one of the most down-to-earth rappers in my opinion. I feel as though he relates to others through sharing his own pain and humble experiences within his music. Personally, I find Ruslan to be a true blue MC, an amazingly intentional lyricist. He reminds me of Theory Hazard at times, and if you guys don't know who that is, I just may have to do a video on him. Theory Hazard is one of my all-time favorite MCs, and to see his level of confidence and passion live on through Ruslan is legitimately amazing. I'm always drawn back to Ruslan's music because there's an unmistakably organic feel to it. Many of his songs sound as though they were crafted with the most intimate care possible. In my opinion, Ruslan really doesn't need catchy melodies, or music that catches your ear with unique singing, or auto-tune. His ability to straight up rap is incredibly honed and his most distinct quality anyways, so it makes sense that he should place an emphasis on it. However, it's important to note that he's not making music for people who miss the old days of hip-hop, and I enjoy that he modernizes things by experimenting with flow patterns and unique production. As far as his content goes, something I enjoy about Ruslan is that he's culturally sensitive. In his own way, Ruslan pours into the black community. Coming from a black artist, this type of behavior would definitely still be seen as a good thing. After all, there are black artists who unfortunately promote violence and general negativity towards other black people. However, coming from an artist who is not black, especially one who is also not from the US, I think it carries quite a bit of weight to it that he stands up for black people. His page on the King's Dream website mentions that his family fled their home country due to religious persecution. After reading about Azerbaijan a little, I found that religious persecution has only increased over there, making for an increasingly dangerous environment for religious and racial minorities over there. It gives a whole new level of meaning behind why Ruslan supports racial equality in his music. He comes from a place where equality was and still is not supported, so I think he may be able to speak out against oppression on a more heartfelt level than many other artists. I still haven't mentioned my experience with his YouTube channel, so let me quickly say that it's legitimate. He often does his best to respond to all of his commenters, goes out of his way to interact with all of his subscribers, and he consistently left a good impression on me. He doesn't put on much of a YouTube personality when he does his videos, and I appreciate his straightforward but relaxed demeanor. It was interacting with him that really helped me understand him more as an artist, and that made his music all the more relatable and deeper. I suppose the thing that really seals the deal is how much I appreciate the attitude in his music. He's not overly serious, despite his style being reminiscent of older hip-hop. His music often has a more upbeat or playfully confident feel to it, such as in songs like New Beginnings, Figure Me Out, and Left Coast. This confidence often translates into a groovy feel to his flows, something that is often missing from the more serious artists these days. Ruslan's music conveys that feeling of being about your business, but not failing to appreciate the little fun and happy things along the way. All of these things come together and without a doubt solidify Ruslan as a top 5 artist this year, in my opinion. I share my top 3 songs from Ruslan this year, and afterwards I of course want you guys to let me know your top 3 as well. At number 3, I'd have to put this song called Best of Your Today. This song has water-like smoothness to it. The overall quiet atmosphere of the track means that Ruslan lets loose with some deep lyrics on this song, and his flow is innovative enough to keep your ear for the entire time. An artist named Ruslan features on this track, and as it was my first time hearing from him, I thought it was an impressive verse that blended nicely with the track and added on to the overall contemplative feel. At number 2, I'd have to put New Beginnings. This song is bursting with optimism, and it's a go-to if I'm feeling a little dulled or discouraged. Ruslan celebrates the fact that God is providing new beginnings in this song. It's a helpful perspective on walking into new things that might normally warrant concern. As a fun tidbit, if you listen closely, you'll hear Foggy Raw rapping alongside Ruslan during the chorus at certain points, and the two of them together sound relaxed and as though they're having fun. It's little details like this that give the song so much personality and an organic warmth that truly feels celebratory of walking into new seasons of life. The final song, the overall best one from Ruslan this year, in my opinion, has to be the song called Figure Me Out. This song is insane on so many levels. The beat has an instantly catchy kick to it, with an unmistakably classic vibe that harkens back to old school hip hop, while at the same time having a detailed and modernized touch. Ruslan tears the track up lyrically with 2 verses that make no room for singing or any tranquility whatsoever. He's rapped faster before, but the grooviness of his flow in this song is nearly impossible to beat. The icing on top of it all is John Keith, who matches Ruslan's level of wit and flow with his own unique spin on the track. I've played this song at least twice as many times as all of the other tracks on Indie Jones combined. There's so many elements to break down from this song, whether it's the lyrics, the production, or the general ambience and vocal delivery of Ruslan and John Keith. This was not only hands down my favorite song from Indie Jones, but it's also in my general top 10 list of the best songs from this whole year. Well everyone, it's been fun sharing the second artist of my top 5 favorite artists with you. How do you guys feel about Ruslan as an artist? Would you say he's underrated at all? Let me know some of your thoughts by dropping a comment below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.